morning, Mr. Michael. Welcome to Rise and Shine.
All right, it's still a silent end from that side, but we're still looking at the front page of the Punch. God never planned suffering for Nigerians, says Obasanjo. We've seen that story already on some of the front pages. We also see here federal government, Italy, finalized talks on 34 new fighter jets. Okay, cooking gas. The price jumps to 1,500 per kg. Yes, but the federal government, with the vice president, they're really doing a lot to mitigate the sufferings of Nigerians. But we're about to buy cooking gas at 1,500, and it was a Perikpo who told us we have how many thousand or how many million cubic tons of gas in reserve. All right. NDLA naps Thailand returnee with 3 billion naira drugs. Okay, that's a serious one. The last story here is Obaseki. Okpebolo's transition panels discuss handover today. That's a serious story that we have there. All right, Mr. Michael, good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now. Good morning.
Glad to be able to hear your voice finally. Good to have you on Rise and Shine this morning.
Hello, good morning. I can hear you.
All right then. So just to quickly delve into the conversation since we're pressed for time, we're looking at some of your really good works highlighting the activities of our state governor, Pastor Governor Umoino, just talking about how transformative he is as a leader to the good people of Akwa Ibom. But just before we were able to hear you, we're talking about the fact that sometimes the media representations of these lead men that may or may not reflect, the real work that they're getting done. So that's the conversation that we want to have with you this morning. Are you able to hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right then.
I really heard you when you were talking about the last administration and those industries that the hype of the media defense. A lot of things and all that. As a matter of fact, I was one of those brokers who didn't talk much about it because I really administrators led by I still doubt capacity, his experience, expert on the banking. But I used to talk about him because of confidence in his experience. But over time, I've come to realize that in these industries are not included the government to get involved in it. At the end of the day, that's a good government that we all think we find out it's not that goes to it's exactly a pipeline. I know that even to speak or is the actor handing them. But if the intention taken off, they are not so there, having is fix up with my own shit and not seeing it as something that should bring profits because if government goes into the normal red tapeism of politics getting involved. Are you there?
Yes, we are together.
So now, when it comes to that, I've actually asked myself, where are the things? But some of them do exist, like in one A, we can see it working. So when we look at it, it was a government that manned this thing. How come it failed? It means that it's not just the governor who did it, it was the people the appointments who were manning them that actually took advantage of and made politics out of it. I think the government became more intentional with the bomb A, not allowing politics to stifle it and destroy it. So I will not encourage any governor to get involved into industrialization. Like you look at it, but someone is not getting involved like that. Rather, he is actually encouraging the citizens to get involved in this thing because it is the citizens that will build these small-scale industries that will then employ others. If you allow the government to tell them to get involved in all these things, the tendency of this being taken over by politics is there. So, for someone who's seen what he has done, whether we like it or not, he came in and has made leadership a work over something that used to look so hard. It's like payment of gratuity and pension used to look like, oh, it's so tough, well, it cannot be done. But he has made it seamlessly, sweatlessly, even at a point. I'm not just trying to, and this is not about being sarcastic or hyping him, but it's the truth. We've seen it. Political, we have this peace, this media peace. Normally by now, you should be hearing fights. Senate President, APC against the governor, then BBO against Adam, but the governor came in and put those things in place as he doesn't want problem. Not that he's weak, but because that's the best way for development to thrive in every location for the youth. You've seen the different podcasts. And I even heard you about you saying that the voters card is required. Yes, you cannot rule that because it's believed that from the age of 18, someone should be able to think right and be able to handle one or two things for his own life. But even if as people are coming up, those people, whoever gets involved into that age at this point is part of a family. If the match, there's hardly any ward or village or local government area where you don't have representatives and families. So there's actually anyone that is becoming getting into 18 years by now, or any family has involved is represented by those who are being captured by the governor now. So to me, I really give Pastor Moana the applause. I doff my cap for him because of the wonderful things he is doing. Firstly, the peace that we have, because from the peace we can be able to talk of development. The youth can go out and fend for themselves. Whatever is coming in from the agri support the governor is giving, from Fadama, from every other aspect of it. I run a cooperative society. The government, last few months ago, we got cassava stems, we got coconut, we got pepe, and recently we got been given fertilizer for the second phase. This is what we didn't used to experience before. You understand? In its own way of being able to track it. And you see, one of the beautiful things about Governor Moana is that he's able to track this thing. It has gone to the point that it's digital. Even as a group head, coalition of villages in Akwa Ibom State, we get registered and our members are being tracked. So that you don't just give something to the leader and he runs with it. Every member can be tracked. Though this thing has been able to trickle down to the very grassroots. And most importantly, look at the life of Pastor Man, the way he trickles down things to the most vulnerable. Everything he does, he channels it to touch the people. It's not just about making building industries or building roads. It's about touching the lives of people. It's not that this tough economy. I believe that parliament have been able to receive some level of support to go through. Though the governor said it's a temporary thing. But, but at least to cushion the effect. I hope I've been able to make a little bit sense to you. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Are you hearing me?
Michael, let's look into inclusiveness of youth in politics, in governance.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You're clear, absolutely clear. Can you hear us?
Hello, I'm not hearing.
Okay, Michael, I'm asking. Let's go to the area of youth participation. Now, like you pointed out, yes, we cannot rule out the criteria when you're talking about provision of the voter identification number. But you and I can bear witness to the fact that within the last 1 year after the elections have been conducted, a lot of Akwa Ibom people, have gone to the age of 18 who do not, because there is no registration currently ongoing, have the voter identification number. And even those who were 18 and above during the last cycle of registration, a lot of people also could not have it because of the challenges of even registering and getting your voter's card as at the time. So, first question of concern from Akwa Ibom people is, can't we say for now, if you have any of the identification cards, you can register? Why? Because from the portal, you were told, if you register and you have every other identification number, you have every other criteria, and you don't have a voter identification number, it automatically bounces you out for those who have made attempt to register. Okay? That is the concerns that have been raised. But moving away from that, Governor Pastor Moana has shown himself as being very interested about the youth. How would you access some of the programs that have been initiated for the youth, and how are youth in the state keying in to this project by your assessment?
All right, thank you very much. Like I said earlier, you see, the governor, before now, what we had the social register, that social register had nothing to do with that. You understand me? And it was when all villages, all rooms. A lot of people that it was like, I don't think I can use it. It was like for the most vulnerable, those who are nowhere. Then my point, I don't know if it makes sense. Now, some people like a lot of people. Okay, it was also the extremely poor. They didn't want to get involved. But now, when the food from the agency came in and the food was being supplied, a lot of people like, me too. I'm vulnerable. I want you to do something like voters required in the social register. So the government made provision for that. If at this point in time, the youth group, those who were supported, the youth group structure, those who said, okay, governor, come and be our governor. Because a lot of people were like, governor, you're coming to the politician, but the governor said he's going to start from the very down, no party difference, no ethnic coloration, with the social register, then everybody got it. So at this point in time, if there is put in your voters card, then if you were not part of those, because the social register not as then concerning the youth, how will the youth get involved in what the government? See, the government will not think for you. No government will come for any youth. Okay? I when I came back to, I'm actually talking to you from my village. The first thing I did, I kept my certificate. I went to the stream. We were doing sand dredging. I followed, and instead of being a graduate that cannot put food on the table. Now, from then on, I try to put a cooperative society register because I know that government have things. Besides, even government do not have things for cooperative. When members of cooperative come together, they say, I don't think on how to help ourselves. From there, I got to register some youth group who run supreme institution. We got to register community leaders so that I get involved in it's happening in our state. When the governor of Kwara State, Mr. Emmanuel, saw my support and I was given that opportunity to be the supervisor for youth, the government will never think for any youth. So if you have the token that government given to you, is it 100K, is it 200, is it 1 million, is it 50? You can actually plan your life from there. Like my bishop would say, start from where you are. Little you have, think about it, because if you're not faithful with the little that you're given, to be able to, you must have something doing that. The little you're given cushions you, gives you a leverage to move forward. So every Akwa State youth, the government will not come and employ everybody. They are calling the state a civil servant state. Maybe because everybody wants to be employed in civil service. Everybody wants to get involved in politics. But those who can be able to start something. Today I'm a proprietor of the school. It may not be the perfect ideal that I want, but time and chance, the time that you start something, the experiences that you have over time, it's built up. Like today, we're talking from Spectrum TV. Our brother didn't just start from there. He came in Planet, Tank Show, now Spectrum, and he didn't just start from there. He built his life. He wasn't waiting for the government to do something for him. You understand me? So that's what the Kwara State used to come in. You don't just sit down and say they come and feed you or be calling somebody my leader. Think and do something that whatever your leader, the government can do and bring to you, it's what you now leverage upon and become and live where you are today. Thank you very much.
So
are you there?
Yeah, so looking at some of the very laudable things that the governor has done in his administration so far, we are looking at the several billions that he has churned out in paying gratuities, and just like he said, there are several things that he has done that cannot be forgotten, and this will now not be about media management, about his investments statewide. So we have seen how from campaign promises to fulfillment, he gradually working as the allocations come and as time gives him room, allocates monies to be paid to gratuities. Personally, I remember having several interviews with members of the retired primary school teachers who would always come on television to cry out to the then administration to pay these.
Sincerely speaking, I'm not hearing you well.
Okay. Are you able to hear me now? Mr. Michael, are you able to hear me better?
Okay. All right.
I think you're struggling. Okay, but I just want to talk about the governor's investment towards, human development, especially considering his body language towards the payment of gratuities. How is this affecting, the people's perception of him so far?
Okay. I believe if I can hear you well, I think you're talking about the gratuity, the chain effect of the payment of gratuity.
Absolutely. You can take it from that end.
Now, that is beautiful. That is what people may say, oh, what is the job of government? The government is to pay gratuities and pay pensions. But as I said earlier, when it an appealing tax or other administration. But now look at it. I have lived with him, and I've seen people building. When I meet this man, the time he came and said that, my brother, you used to have the government, please, can you just put my name, let them pay me my gratuities. It's like it is paid on connection. But when it comes to Pastor Mono, it's not a matter of connection. Old people who have no hope of building, of doing anything, are now building their houses, living in their dream home. From the gratuities that have been paid. Those who were struggling in certain things, the business they are able to put it. From there now, a carpenter is employed. Okay? This will be able to put in this cash into the system. They are able to pay their student school fees in private schools like mine. Okay? They are able to do it. So I think the money is spending. So the government pays it gratuities. The things now spread down because people will not eat the money. They have to use this money to meet up their needs and wants, which are never ending. From then on, other people are making profit from it. Like someone also said, this petroleum challenge, someone said, no matter how much the petroleum is being sold, if I buy the fuel, okay, and drive, somebody will enter the box and pay me money. Okay? The person that the bus driver will not take that money, go to the market and buy fish. That so every at the end of the day will come across and we have to find a way to survive. They say that the government spend, it is trickling down to every other person, and life continues. So it's a big plus to the governor, and we thank him for not making it a two thing. The last governor used to say that it's not rocket science, and truly, has really shown leadership, leading, payment of gratuities, development. Touching the lives of people is not rocket science. It's something that if the leader has the compassion and the heart and the love for the people, it will certainly deliver. So we give them the applause for that. We cannot. I don't think the commissioner, our senior citizen council, or even the families who have been touched, can never forget him in a hurry. Thank you very much.
Okay, just before we let you go, one of the biggest concerns of this administration, or for this administration, is how is Pastor Umoino's legacy going to be interpreted? We've seen the gratuity payment, highly commendable. We've seen a couple of government programs initiated across board, focusing on the youth. But so far, 16 months down the line, Akwa Ibom people will tell you, we cannot lay hands on the number of persons who have been given the opportunity to kickstart their business and cannot even say how much they are progressing in the business world. Take your mind back to the comment that His Excellency made during his first media engagement and his first conversation with Akwa Ibom people, and even dating back to during the campaigning period where he said, look, for us to be able to know that government is supporting businesses, then when we invest into a business, we're going to have maybe a painting of a color to show that, look, the Akwa Ibom State government has supported this business. So far, the Akwa Ibom people are asking, just like we ask when they say, oh, there is flour mill, where are those flowers? Who are those dealing with those flowers? And those conversations were split into two. How many of these businesses can we look around in Akwa Ibom State in the last 16 months, the different batches that have trained via the Ibom-led, who are moving forward and progressing business-wise? That is one question. And the second hand is, your parting shot, I have a word of advice, because sometimes we have government programs, very lofty, very beautiful, very people-oriented, but we don't have the people keying in because of the politicking coming into the picture.
All right. let's look this way. The government comes in, invest in businesses. Businesses have gestation period, and the management of each business, okay, it's not the government that is managing it. It's the same. If money is taken from the rich and given to the poor, the money always has a way of finding its way back into the hands of the rich. It's not the fault of the government. So now, look what Governor Dema is doing. He is training most of these business startups so they have to manage their fund. He's now putting the fund into it. But it's not also the responsibility of the government to come and manage the business for you. As a businessman, in my own family, it has been shown that a business has about 18 months to go through the challenges of survival. So when government puts funds into it, the business, it is actually left for the people to manage it well. The governor will not come and manage the business for you. Now you talk about the location, you can't see it. Now it's poor for you to say that you can't see them, or people can't see them, because that is how maybe what you want to see that way. But look at it, like Mr. Jones, went there, Mr. Jones did a shoe and went to make business. I don't know now when he made the whole shop, the new shop, bought the equipment, did everything, and if they're online, if you can't see them, I don't know what else you're saying. The governor now gave people, people have been giving them money, a check, it showed on you can see online them, it's posted everywhere, understand me? And people are saying that they're not seeing it, then it looks it's fraudulent, it's intentional, because it is not reaching them. There's someone, when they were posting about the building of their right home across, then someone came and said, I know one old man in this place. Why has he not been printed? Then I think he's taking the details of this woman. Understand? When he sent them, I said, okay, now, what about the children? And by the time I got to the phone, it was his own grandmother that he was forwarding. So he will not believe that the government is touching people's lives until he touches the people in his family directly. That is like a witchcraft, because people think that it has only you before you believe that the government is working. Personally, I do not have anybody in my village whom they arrive home to do, but we know people who have been captured and businesses and have gotten thrown. It may not be that to my family. That does not mean that the government is working. It's not working. The same way those who are saying that they are not seeing it, it's because they are not seeing it, it's not that in their family. Miracles are happening. We are saying because your own blind brother or sister is happening and miracle, then that is happening. You can see that no matter all that it is, people did not believe him. Pastor Mono has tried. I've nothing else. I done the boss most times. When the grassroots people are saying well about a governor, that is where the truth actually is. There was a time we would just be people like the boss, and no matter what we try to see as a media analyst, the supporting governor, you will hear people say, that one, they will just condemn it wrong, that the person has not the people. Pastor Mono, especially, I'm not the one to speak about him. It is the common people in my village who are talking Pastor Mono. Okay, so if propaganda and critics are saying they are not feeling it, the people on the street, the people in my village, that's what's defending him. If media wants to just take the chance, it's their own business. The people whom Pastor Mono is feeding, empowered, the people who are having the check effect of the gratuities in the pension are saying that it's doing well. Who am I? Who is anybody on the media? Okay? To counter it. I think if that was a question.
Well, I believe that these are, really strong points already that speaks for the activities of the governor. And I do hope that every now and then we can still have these conversations. Since we're already pressed for time, we'll just beg to hold the conversation here. But there's more we can talk about. The governor's initiation for the KPI unit and, the appointments of the new assistant to look into the implementation of his campaign promises delivery. So these are conversations we can always still have with you. But I must say thank you very much to you for sparing the time this morning to absolutely talk about the governor's approach to governance in Akwa Ibom State. Thank you, Michael Joseph, for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'll be at your call anytime you want me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.